You're listening to A Radio.
Thank you for joining us. You're listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Follow us on Spreaker.com and click on the like button. You can find us on most social media platforms such as iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Go to our website, aradio.wordpress.com, for details, where you'll find more content and details on our podcasts and more. This has to be heard to be believed. I couldn't believe it myself when I heard it. What was ironic to me that it was on a day when once again the US stock market took one of those huge, well-predicted nosedives. This is from glennbeck.com, June 11, and I want you to listen to this clip and understand what's going on. They are trying to manipulate the stock market to affect Donald Trump's ratings in the polls. They're doing everything. They're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Donald Trump. You need to take the 25,000-foot view of what's going on. Not just in the United States, but everywhere. They are desperate to stop him being re-elected. They will do anything to stop him being re-elected. Anything. Listen to this clip and be very concerned, because it's not just happening in the United States.
I've got to get back to Mayor Lightfoot's conference call with the Chicago aldermen, because it says everything you need to know. Can we play just a little bit of it here, Sarah? I've got so much stuff jammed into this hour, but this is a private conference call with the mayor of Chicago and all of the board of aldermen. And you're hearing all these different people in different parts of the city crying out for help and saying, you've got to control this. And listen to how they're talking about the police. Listen to what they're asking for and how this whole thing in Chicago is falling apart. Play it.
What happens when they start going after residents, going into the neighborhoods? Once they start trying to break down people's doors so they think they got something, we know that people are here to antagonize and incite, and you've got them all pumped today. They're not going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. They're going to turn their focus in the neighborhoods. I've got gangbangers with AK-47s walking around right now, just waiting to settle some scores. What are we going to do, and what do we tell our residents other than good faith people stand up? It's not going to be enough.
Thank you, Alderman. Next question.
No, I want an answer. You commented on everybody. I want an answer. It's not something you ignore. This is a question that I have.
I think you're 100% full of shit, is what I think. If you think
no offense, you then.
Hold on.
Who are you to tell me I'm full of
shit? And if you think we were not ready and we stood by and let the neighborhood go up, there's nothing intelligent that I can say to you.
Well, maybe you should come out and see what's going on.
The stupidest thing I have ever heard. I understand you want Supreme. I understand that you think that you...
Mayor, you need to check your attitude. That's what you need to do.
Every single person...
Right now, no. You need to check your attitude. Wait a minute.
Okay, stop. It just goes crazy. This is the city government of Chicago. He goes on to say, my ward is an S show. They're shooting at the police. I've never seen anything like this, and quite frankly, I'm scared, and so is everyone else around me. We're scared. They go on to say, listen, this is the mayor of Chicago. Remember what everybody's saying about the police. Here she is in a private phone call, and she said, look, our police officers are in armed combat with criminals on the west side, and they only made progress after they brought in heavy equipment and stronger pepper spray. She said there were dudes with sledgehammers that broke into stores to allow it to be looted. I have never seen anything like this in Chicago before. She said it's organized, and she pledged that she would launch a Herculean effort to convince businesses to rebuild and open. She said the officers spent 3 hours just to clear one area. Even after the officers gassed the crowd with pepper spray twice, those people just didn't give a crap. Now, gee, that doesn't sound like somebody who wants to fund the police, does it? That doesn't sound like somebody who is, well, the person that I see on television all the time talking about these nice protesters. These cities are burning down, and quite honestly, I've seen story after story of people saying they're moving from Minneapolis. This is what they want. I want you to know this is about, I told you this 10 years ago. This is all about chaos. The secret the thing that you need to understand. This is it. Anything that causes chaos is not good. Anything that causes chaos is helping the dark side. Chaos is what this is about. You've got to cause chaos so the average person will cry out and take help from anyone. This is also about an end game. This is what's happening now is the Marxist cultural revolution of Mao. Mao decided that he wanted to start this little movement on college campuses. See if any of this sounds familiar. He then took it nationwide, and he believed that creating a, quote, great disorder, the masses would organically steer to the direction of the movement rather than rely on the authorities to tell them what to do. And as a result, the movement quickly spun out of control, and massive death ensued.
Now you heard him say, this is planned. They knew what they were doing. The Democrats have lost control of their own radicals. We know this, but you heard it for yourself. Donald Trump, yet again, was right. Why was he right? Because he speaks the truth. Why does he speak the truth? Because it's very easy to tell the truth. It's much more difficult to tell a lie because you have to remember it time and time again. And the more you listen to liberals and Democrats, which makes no difference, they're interchangeable, the more you listen to them, they get caught in their own lies over and over again. And the mainstream media in the United States, Canada, and wherever protect them from their own lies. As far as this is concerned, this is an attack on the United States. Now, in other countries, this is also coordinated. Certainly in Canada, they are trying to stir up trouble. Trudeau, as usual, is completely out of his depth. Why? Because he has zero experience in dealing with hoodlums he politically believes in. He doesn't even allow anybody to consider that any protester might not have the country's best intentions at heart. He can't even contemplate the fact that they are anarchists and want anyone who's in power out. He thinks it's cool and he's with them. And that's another reason why he's so dangerous for Canada. The day of this podcast, Wednesday, June 17, in the evening, there will be a Conservative debate for the new leader. Let's hope that's a ray of sunshine, but we can only hope, and that's my comment.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, Spotify, and email. We're on Spotify under the podcast section. Type in Canadian Politics with a twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass these links on to your friends. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all our morning moments at Spreaker.com/A-Radio, EHRADIO, A-Radio. And please click on the like button. Join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 11:45 Eastern. And tell your friends and pass the word. We only tell the truth, not what the mainstream media want you to know.